Hi, thank you, Mar. Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. We're going to talk about our Opendock's claim support feature, like Mar mentioned. My name is Carol. I'm a senior product designer at LoadSmart, and I'm here with you today to walk you through how the feature can make your evidence management easier and more efficient. I also have Tyler Rubottom here with us, our solution consultant. He'll be managing the chat during the session. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop them in the chat box. We will address them at the end of the session during our Q&A session, okay? So I guess we can get started. Yeah, so before we dive in, just a couple of quick housekeeping rules. First, like I mentioned, if you have questions, please type them in the chat box. We'll cover them during the Q&A session at the end. Second, the session is being recorded, so if you need to step away, don't worry, or you want to revisit anything later, we'll be sharing the recording with you. And finally, after the webinar, we'll share additional resources also and other ways to get further assistance if you need it. Okay, yeah, so let's get started. So let's get started with the why. So why we created the claim support feature. Let's frame the problem for a second. So dealing with shipment claims can be frustrating and time consuming sometimes. So typically what happens? Evidence is scattered. Some photos are in some emails, documents are saved in different folders, notes can get lost in long email threads, right? So it can get really quite disorganized and inefficient in some way. So on top of that, it's also difficult to have proper visibility, right? So you don't always know what the outcome was. So there may be some miscommunication, a lot of back and forth. So these are some of the challenges to why we really decided to start building the claim support feature. And when I say start, because we do have the feature as it is today, but we are going to evolve it. I'm going to talk about that also. So really to kick off this process of simplifying the collection of that evidence. Okay, moving forward, let's talk now about the solution. So what's the solution of claim support? We really designed the claim support as a centralized system, sort of a centralized area to bring all your evidence together in one common place within the platform. So instead of scrambling to find documents and photos, you can now store and manage everything in a more structured, more efficient way in our Opendock system. So you can also easily track and pull reports, for example. I will also show that during our demo. And also quickly collect evidence using your mobile device. So for example, if you don't want to go back to your desktop computer to upload photos, you can just log into the Opendock mobile version, select the desired appointment, and snap pictures directly from your phone, okay, to collect that evidence. So really the feature is designed so you don't have to chase down information afterward, right? So why use the claim support? Let's break down some key benefits of using the claim support. So first, all evidence in one place, start photos, documents, damage reports in a structured, organized manner. So no need to dig through emails anymore. Second, improved visibility, quickly access claim details, generate reports that will make it easier, for example, to track patterns, and efficient claim resolution also. So with all the necessary details available at the system, you reduce back and forth with carriers, you can speed up the resolution times for those situations, right? So in short, claim support gives you more control, more clarity, and more efficiency. Okay, so now that we have an overview of what the claim support feature does, why don't we see it in action? I'm going to just pause the presentation for a bit, move to my demo account. You guys can see it now. I'm going to have it on full screen so it's more comfortable. So I'm going to walk you through a live demo now, show exactly how to first set up your claim support form. submit it, upload evidence, and then pull a report, okay? So let's get started. First, it's going to be a quick disclaimer, but it's an important disclaimer, right? So I'm going to open an appointment here. And if you see, you're going to see the claim support tab here within the appointment details module. If you click on it, and if that's your case, if you click on the claim support tab and you see that message saying no claim support forms have been enabled, don't worry. That doesn't mean that you don't have the feature. Claim support is not an add-on. It's not a paid feature. This is not the case. Claim support is free to use, available for all warehouses across Opendock, right? What that message means is that it's just that the form is disabled, right? So what we need to do here is to enable it back, and I'm going to show you how you have to do it, okay? So if you see let me close this. And now let's go to our warehouses page. I'm going to select my facility here. And what I want to do now is go to the fields and forms section. So at the fields and forms section, you're going to see the claim support forms here. Okay, so it says manage forms required for damage and other claims disputes. So we do have two types of
It looks like our colleague Carol is having some technical difficulties, but we should be back on shortly.
I think I just lost my connections. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Yep,
now.
we can hear you.
Sorry, I just lost my connections for some seconds. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. Forms. Okay. Hopefully, you guys could hear me while I was talking about some of the forms. I'm going to recap a little bit if that wasn't the case. So we do have those two forms under the claim support feature. The first being the received load inspection. Like I said, when you are receiving a load, you run an inspection, and then you want to, collect some evidence of that load. If there is a damage and something else, then you're going to use the received load inspection form. For the shipped load verification, if you are shipping a load from your facility and you want to collect some evidence just to state, look, this load was in perfect conditions when I left my facility, you're going to use that form. So those are the two types of forms that we have under this feature. So let's take a look at the first one. So once you expand this panel, you're going to see that it is available. You click manage. Another very quick disclaimer, again, that management of the forms are available for admins and owner users. So if that's your case, great. But if you're, for example, an operator, you might want to check with your admin in your owner if the feature is turned on. If not, you can just ask them to turn on the feature and manage the form that I'm going to show you right now, okay? So once you come here to this page, just click form enable, and it's going to be enabled to your warehouse, okay? We do have a template. So once you get here for the first time, you're going to see those 6 fields: damage type, damage description, some discrepancy also fields. You don't need to use those. This is just a template that we offer if you don't really know what's the data that you need to collect. You might want to use our template. But if you don't want, you can just come here, remove the fields, and, you know, customize it the way your operation works. So let's say for the demo, I'm going to use this template, but I also want to add a new field. So I'm going to come here, scroll all the way down, click create new. And I really want to capture who was responsible for the inspection. So responsible for inspection, right? So I'm going to use this as a single line text field. You could use a drop down if you have the list of names, so you can customize the field as you wish. Let's say enter your name, something like that. Okay, so really what I want to do here is collect the name and that evidence of who ran the inspection of that load. Let's create, enter save. And okay, here's my field. I'm going to move it to the top because I really want this to be the first field that is filled. Okay, so my received loan inspection form is all set. I'm going to go back and let's check the shipped load verification. Manage, same thing. Again, same thing. You click form disable to enable the form back. Confirm. Now the form is enabled, ready to be used. Same thing, we offer a template of 4 fields here. Just if you want to inform if the load has passed a security check, if you want to capture photos of the integrity of the load, just to store that information, you can use those fields. Let's use it for our demo. Again, you can customize it as you wish. But I want to also add that responsible for inspection field. So I'm going to search for it. Here it is. I'm going to add, I don't need to create it again because I already created and I can reuse it for other forms. Confirm. So here it is. I'm going to take it to the top of my form. Okay, so my shipped load verification form is already set. So this is how you set up your forms, enable your forms. And now let's see how to submit those. And let's go back to the appointments page. Okay, let's select an appointment. So the scenario here is, let's say I received the load and I'm running an inspection and I want to collect the evidence of that inspection. Let's go to the claim support forms. Now, as you can see, we are no longer seeing that message. The forms are here. Now let's submit the form for the receive the load. Click here. So this is the form that we just customized. I'm going to enter here that responsible for the inspection was John Doe. Damage type, let's select broken pallets, for example. Damage description. So let's just write, okay, one of the wooden pallets was severely cracked, causing the load to shift during transit. Okay. So some boxes were crushed as a result. Okay, so you can add any type of description just to make to have more details on what the damage was. And of course, you can upload some photos of the damage. This is very important. So you have the evidence. I'm going to attach a photo here that I have. And now moving to the discrepancy fields. So you might want to, select that there is no discrepancy, but we do have the template. And again, I didn't mention it here, but regarding the damage type, this is a template. If you wish to use it, we have some options here, but if you want to create your own dropdown with your own types of damage, you can create that. Same thing for the discrepancy. But what I really want to report here is that there was a shortage. So let's enter some description. The shipment was expected to have 10 boxes. Okay, but only 47 were received. The BOL states 50. Okay, so because the BOL states 50, I'm going to upload my BOL as a evidence that there was a shortage in that load. Okay, so this is my evidence for the discrepancy. Okay, so the form is all filled. I'm going to click confirm. And then I have all that information here. available for me to always come back, edit if I need. I can download the pictures and so on. So this is for the received load inspection scenario, right? So now let's move to the other scenario of us shipping a load from our facility. So let's say we properly secure the load. Now I want to collect evidence that when the load left my facility, it was in perfect condition, so I can avoid, for example, any claims that the load got damaged. So let's submit that form. Again, the form that we customize, let's say it was Jane Smith that ran this inspection. It passed the load security check. And let's add some description here. So, just okay. Load was securely wrapped with, let's say, with stretch film, and all pallets were properly stacked to prevent shifting during transit. Okay, so no visible damages. Okay, so I can also upload some photos of the load, the integrity of the load. I'm going to do that, how it was secured, and I'm this is bad. Let me just share again. My connection is not doing me any help today.
We can hear you now, Carol. No worries.
Yeah, my connection here is really not good, but I think you guys can see my screen again, right?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay. So let's go to the reporting part of the demo, right? So now that I have all the data collected, how do we pull the reports? Let's go to the insights area. Under the reporting tab, you're going to, if you click on the fields to export, let me select those. If you scroll all the way down here, you're going to find, okay, inbound claim and outbound claim. It's just a different verbiage, but it means the received load and in the shipped load inspection forms. So you might want to select those two to pull reports. I'm going to go back here because I really want to put some confirmation and some appointment information, appointment date, time, and also the carrier company. Carrier company, here it is. Okay, so if you want to pull the report in a specific date range, you can select today, month to date, year to date. You can customize that and you can save it so you don't need to create that report every time. So you can click save. Let's call it claims support reporting. Save. And you can always come back here and pull that report again. So let's run this report. It's going to pull and retrieve all the appointments from that date range. And if you click export report, it's going to open a window in your system to save the spreadsheet. And I'm going to show you how that looks. So this is the spreadsheet that you're going to see. So we have the confirmation on the appointment information here, and all the information regarding those forms that we just filled. So we have the person responsible for the inspection, the description of the security of the load, if there was any damage, and all the information that we did. So you can use that table, you can use that report in the way that you wish. Okay, so this is how you collect the evidence, submit the form, and then how you pull reports for that specific area of your appointment. So as you can see, very straightforward. Everything you need to store when it comes to load evidence is right under the claim support forms. So this is something that is always available for you to revisit and report on, okay? So let's jump back to the presentation. Okay, presentation, here it is. And let's talk about the future of the claim support. Like I mentioned, it's the feature is evolving, and we do have some things that we'll be introducing really soon. So the first is the automated notifications. You're going to be able to share real-time updates with anyone associated with that appointment. So let's say if during an inspection you observe some damage to the load. So once you submit the form, a notification will be triggered, alerting everyone relevant to that appointment and along with all the evidence that was attached to it, okay? Also some key performance indicators, KPIs. So let's say during last quarter, you observed a trend around damage coming from a certain carrier. So the goal from this enhancement here will be to allow for more informed decisions when it comes to claims disputes. So again, the forms that you submit on claim support are going to be the source for those KPIs, for those indicators. And also enhanced reporting, right? So there's going to be more advanced analytics to help you optimize your claims support, claims process. So like I mentioned, this is going to be all possible by using our claim support forms to store all that evidence that is captured. And one thing that you might ask yourself, so why do we just use the appointment fields to capture that, right? So the appointment custom fields. Well, the reason why we suggest that you start using the claim support for that type of data collection is not only because it's a more structured area for that, but also because once we scale the feature, you already have historical data, right, in the correct place to benefit from those enhancements. So if your goal is to store evidence, the claim support forms is the correct place for that. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to share some additional resources that you might find helpful also. So if you need further assistance, reach out to your account manager for personalized support, right? You can also visit our community webpage. It's a great place to find articles. And also, if you found today's webinar helpful, sorry about my internet connections, but be sure to check out our upcoming webinars also. And spoiler alert, which is not a spoiler because we do have that being announced already. Next month on March 7th, if I'm not mistaken, we are hosting a webinar for very soon to be released YMS Lite. It's a big release. We're very excited to share all the capabilities and all that we have developed for the Opendock YMS Lite. You're going to be able to assign dock doors to drivers, detach trailers, manage trailer statuses when they are ready for pickup, all that good stuff a YMS can provide, but without the complexity of a YMS. Okay, and also if you missed previous webinars, you can always visit our repository and watch past webinars. Okay, so I think I'm right on time. I think that brings us to the end of our session. Thank you all for joining. I hope you found the walkthrough valuable. And if you haven't already, go ahead, drop questions in the chat. We'll go through them now. Okay,
yeah, so far, no questions. I did throw a couple links in the chat. There's a link to our community article about our claim support, so you can grab that. And we also have a link to our webinar page that has not only what we've already done, so webinars from the past that are recorded, you can watch those, but also view our upcoming webinars and register there as well. So feel free to visit those two links, save them. But yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and type them in the chat. But as of right now, Carol, there are no questions.
Yeah, and if you don't have specific questions also, but you may have some, I don't know, feedback, suggestions on how you envision that the claim support feature could add more value to your operations, also feel free to comment on that. We do, for example, we had some customers that are really engaging with the claim support forms to store their load evidence. And what we heard from them after some time of usage is that their most natural next step was to forward that evidence to others externally, right? So that's why we prioritize the notification capability as also our natural next step for the feature. But no worries if you don't have any questions today. Like I mentioned, you can always reach out to your account manager of the webinar to talk more about if you had any other questions regarding the claim support or any questions regarding usage of Opendock.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carol. Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for your time. We look forward to seeing you incorporate the feature into your process. Yes. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you.